Hello, everybody. Welcome back
Welcome back.
to episode 3
We're
of
joined here with
Endevre
Ray
Talks
Lynn.
and Justin
Yes.
Shit. And we're going to start again by talking about a little bit about our day.
Yeah.
It's the
End of week
end of the
one.
week, first week, end of week 1, and it's long weekend this week,
Oh yeah, Labor Day.
Labor Day. So happy Labor Day to people who are going on vacation and not working.
Ha.
But also, how was your first week of college?
My first week, not too shabby, I will say that. Uh, Today was a pretty light day. I'm just gonna point that out. Had around two classes, one in the morning, one in the
Around
afternoon.
2 classes or exactly
Exactly two
two?
classes. Well, it was a little bit over two classes. The second class kind of went overtime.
But still 2 classes,
Yeah,
technically, yeah.
two classes. Yeah, it was pretty good. Um, I do want to say though, one of my first class, we
Mm-hmm.
had to turn in some homework. And
Uh-huh.
I don't know if this is I don't think it's his first time doing homework, but it may be his first time teaching such a large class. I don't know.
Yeah.
But he said in the beginning of the lecture, "All right, class, hand me your homework."
Yeah.
And the front, so the lecture room is huge. There's a couple hundred students in there,
Uh-huh.
and
And?
and like the first like 7, 8 rows just stood up and there's
like a mob?
there's two aisles to get into
Yeah.
the front, and it was like a huge mob. Everybody just piled forward.
I never thought that people would be so eager to turn in
Yeah,
homework.
same. And then he
Were
was
you
like,
part of the mob?
I was not part of the
You were
mob.
not.
I was at the end of the mob. By the time my part of the mob reached him, he was like, "This is not gonna work. Just turn it in after the election."
So he's gonna let the mob storm
Yeah.
after, like it's
After
not
the
his
No, but
responsibility.
after the election, it was a bit better
All right. Okay.
because people waited for their turn. It wasn't
Yeah.
like a huge rush.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. And the second class was okay.
Mhm.
Um, wasn't too bad.
Mhm.
I got a lot of stuff done today during the downtime
Oh,
in
that's
between.
great.
Yeah.
It's always good to hear.
There were some issues with the submission for some assignments,
Uh
but
huh.
those it's sorted
It
now.
fixed.
Yep.
All right. That's great.
How was your day?
How's my day? I had 3 classes.
Three.
Yep. One more than you. But it was pretty good. It was mostly just the same classes as before, and it wasn't very rushed as well. I got time before lunch to come back to the dorm and rest a little bit more,
Mhm.
so I got that extra. And then as for the rest of the day, it's just been pretty similar to the rest of the week.
That's
And
pretty
I've
good.
been taking a lot more transit too,
Oh yeah.
to and from
Same.
places.
Same. You proud of
So
that?
yeah,
Is that a good
it's
accomplishment?
it's great to not walk as much, but go much more. Like
Yep.
I might like my walking is probably the same,
Mhm.
but the distance I covered in a day is much more. Instead of just walking back from class, take walk to the station, come back to the dorm, and then go back to go
Mhm.
back and forth from the dorm. Like any downtime I have, I just check the bus schedule. If there's a bus, then I'll just go.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
So are you comfortable in not using maps for the bus, or do you have to?
I know most of the routes that I normally ride.
Mhm.
So like the ones that I take pretty much daily or at least every other day. Uh, as for like spur of the moment, if I'm just random at a random location, I will still look it up just to make sure uh and find the closest station and stuff like that. So for my normal routes, it's been pretty easy.
Yeah.
All right, so let's move on to the news.
The
So,
news.
first thing that we're gonna cover is something that we talked about on Wednesday, but it's more now. It is about the Dorian.
Dorian. Yeah.
Hurricane Dorian has now strengthened to a Category 4 storm, and it has not yet hit Florida. This is according to CNN. It is now a Category 4 hurricane,
Mhm.
and they're saying it could become a Category 5 by the time it hits Florida. And the projected path, it's going to come in from the southeast ish of Florida, and apparently it's going to go through a lot of Florida before it even starts to slow down. So a lot of like pretty much most of Florida is going to get impacted by this hurricane. Just for your information, currently Dorian has a maximum sustained wind of speeds of 130 miles per hour.
Wow,
So that's very fast,
that's faster than you
and
normally move.
it is capable of quote causing catas- catastrophic damage to homes, uprooting trees, downing power lines, and rendering areas uninhabitable for weeks or months.
Mm.
So it's a big thing. If you're in the Florida area, I have a friend who's in Georgia, and they're already kind of preparing just in case if it goes through Florida up to Georgia.
Yep.
So just if you're in that area,
Board up your windows.
start preparing. It's never too early to prepare. Make sure you have enough. The most important is like water and then some food, and make sure you have good shelter. And if you have stuff outside, like they said, it's capable of uprooting trees and power lines. If you have like a table outside, it's gonna be flipped over and probably hitting your house or something. So you gotta make sure things that at least things that you can move, go ahead and move it, and just be prepared. It's coming soon.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Now I want to talk about this one.
Sure.
That one on the SF Gate, which in case you guys don't know, it's the San Francisco.
Uh huh.
So this one comes from the Silicon, oh, not really Silicon Valley, but the California area.
Uh huh.
Uh,
Yeah.
Man found dead at Burning Man.
All right.
Sheriff's office says cause remains suspicious.
Okay.
So apparently they found this when the police came at least there was a guy in the medical tent.
Yep.
And he was pronounced dead. And
And what was the cause?
they don't know.
They don't know. He just
I think this
died.
is like breaking news right now.
It's breaking. It's just breaking right now.
Well, it says there's more details to come. The story will be updated.
All right. So I guess that's.
He's currently being taken to Washoe County Medical Examiner's office for an autopsy.
Mhm.
So we can determine. I don't know why they didn't transport him to our school for the autopsy.
Mhm.
But yeah, this is interesting. It's not really it's just a cool kind of news.
Yeah. All right. The next one I have here is actually another topic that we covered on our last podcast about e-commerce versus retail stores. It's Target, and it's from Engadget.com. Target curbside drive-up service, which we talked about, is now available across the U.S. So they pretty much expanded to pretty much a lot of states now. So in case if you don't know, Drive Up is the program where you can order stuff online and then pick up in person just by driving your car up. Either they have specified parking spots or they just park along the curb of the store. They have specified areas. You park there. An employee will come out with your items and meet you there, and boom, you're off to your next destination or going home. So it's like an alternative to buying something online and waiting, 1 or 2 days or even more if you have a slow shipping service. So you can just order online, drive up, and it's now available at 1,750 Target retail locations nationwide. And it says, quote, including at stores in states where the service was previously unavailable, like Alaska, Hawaii, Washington, Oregon, Idaho, North Dakota, South Dakota, Montana, and Wyoming. And also, if you live in one of those states that are getting the expansion, first time drive up customers will receive free product samples while supplies last. So if you're in one of those states and you got some time, got some things to order, go ahead and you can get some free samples. All right. Next story. You have our next story.
I don't know if we're ready to move to tech yet.
We'll not move on yet.
Yeah. Maybe you want to supply one of the. Do you have any local news?
Local news. Well, I just saw a. Well, I didn't see much
For
about.
those of you not in or in the area,
Uh
actually,
huh.
the MTD buses will be closed on Labor Day.
That's right. MTD buses are
You
stopping service
you
on
heard it here first.
Labor Day, and a lot of places are closing on
So
probably.
if you need to get around Labor Day,
Yeah.
buy a car.
By car.
Or yeah,
Slightly might be kind of late.
Zipcar. They're Uber.
All right. Okay, I'll give you another news that's
Yeah.
breaking. This is from CBS News. Investigators seize enough fentanyl. In case you don't know, fentanyl is an opioid. To kill 14 million people in a massive drug bust. So
Wow.
fentanyl is a very potent drug that people take, and I believe like very tiny amount can kill an elephant. Like you don't need a lot to kill people. So apparently, law enforcement officers in Virginia they've seized enough fentanyl to kill 14 million people, and 35 suspects were arrested, and 4 others are on the run, according to CBS News. And basically, they seized over 30 kilograms of this substance, 30 kilograms of heroin, 5 kilograms of cocaine, and over $700,000. And it is the largest takedown in Virginia in 15 years.
Wow.
So it's a pretty big drug bust. And yeah, this is a pretty big news. They were able to find,
That is pretty big news.
yeah, and it's great that they found it and they can stop people from dying and getting addicted to these things.
Yeah.
All right, and do you have another news?
I got tech news.
All right,
Wait for you
okay.
on to. Yeah.
All right. Sure, I'll give another one. So CNN says the northern lights will be visible as far south as Wisconsin and Michigan over
Oh
Labor
yeah,
Day weekend.
I've seen this one.
Yep. So if you're living in Wisconsin and Michigan, or if you're near there, we're kind of near
We're
there.
almost there. I
We're
don't think
almost
we'll be
there.
able to see it. But
Maybe we'll see it, but the northern lights are apparently going to be visible this weekend.
very
So
exciting.
make sure to go out at night, look up. See if you see the northern lights, aurora borealis,
If you do,
as they are called.
send us a selfie.
That's right. If you do, send a picture.
Tweet it at hashtag Endevre Talks.
In Talks 3. This is our third episode.
Well, no, our hashtag should just be Endevre Talks.
Both of them. If you do both of them, you get
do
extra shout out.
hashtag Endevre Talks and hashtag Endevre Talks
That's
3.
right.
Yeah.
And hopefully you'll be able to see something amazing, see something cool. And if you're not there and you don't get the chance to experience it, just search online and you'll probably find a video, photo, stuff like that.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. One more news story. How about that?
Yeah.
Um, Another news story. Let's talk about this one. So, well, this is another one about death.
Okay.
So according to the LA Times, 2 people were found dead on beach in Torrance.
Oh.
Torrance is near LA. It's in Los Angeles County. They found 2 bodies that have been discovered in the sand. They don't know how they died, and they're still currently investigating. But yeah,
Yeah.
2 bodies just washed up into the sand. So
That's
yeah, that's pretty.
that's pretty bad.
Yep. All right. Why don't you give us our first
All right,
tech
tech news.
news?
So today, this is on Mac Rumors.
Uh huh.
Apple announced their screen replacement program for the Apple Watch Series 2 and 3. So apparently
Mhm.
there's been Apple states under very rare circumstances,
Mhm.
which you know,
I mean, but you
you
haven't
know, you
experienced it.
know what,
It's probably like
Apple.
1%.
Yeah, but still, 1% still a lot. Let's say
Yeah,
there's still a million devices. That's you know,
1%. All right,
that's
and
still
and
a lot of
how
devices out
how?
there. So there's a crack has
Uh
been
huh.
forming on the rounded edge of the screen
Uh huh.
due to some stress in the manufacturing
All
process.
right. Have you experienced that?
I personally have not experienced that. I
It's.
hope I don't experience.
I mean, you've already bumped it quite a few times
I
and you
bumped
haven't
it, yes.
experienced it.
There was a very unfortunate moment where I was scratched under a concrete table.
Yeah.
That was very unfortunate.
Well, luckily it didn't do the
It
shatter.
wasn't a big scratch.
Luckily it wasn't the
You can
shatter.
barely see it with the you can't even you gotta be really looking for it. But I'm hoping it doesn't happen to me. If it does,
Hopefully you're in
there's
the
a
99%.
yeah. Apple says they got a it's 3 years since the launch of the product, or 1 year after the program.
Okay, so 1 year
So
from today,
yeah,
or 3 years
or
from.
3 years from when it was purchased.
So it's
I
more.
believe it was either when it was purchased or when it was launched.
It's when it was launched. They don't do purchased. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, it'll probably cover up till 2021 for Series 3 and 2020 for Series 2.
Yeah.
I think something like that. So yeah, if you got one and there's an issue
There's
with
a
it,
crack.
yeah,
Bring it in.
go bring
You
it
can
in and
mail it
get.
in. They're offering a mail-in repair
Yep. But I mean, Apple stores, there's a lot of them.
or visit an ASAP.
Yeah. There's any Apple certified service providers, they are able to do the job.
Mhm.
All right, and another news in the Apple department. So I saw this yesterday. It is their event. Did you hear about this? The Apple
The
event.
event. No, I
Apple
have
event
not.
has been announced. It is September 10th in the Steve Jobs Theater, and this is from Forbes. So Apple will unveil new iPhone 11, Apple Watch 5 maybe. Those are speculations, but probably they will.
Mhm.
Uh, People also said maybe the new iPad, 10.6 inch.
Mhm.
The new no 10.2 inch. Sorry, then the new 16-inch MacBook Pro.
MacBook Pro. Yep.
So those are all rumors. We might see them, but what we know for sure is events on September 10th in the Steve Jobs Theater, and this year's photo, you could see it here in studio. It's a glass-like Apple logo with 5 layers of
Mhm.
colors. It's like their old logo but made out of glass. People say it looks like the old G5,
Yep.
the old plasticky shelled uh, Mac computers. So maybe they'll bring some sort of case, some sort of thing to the iPhone as a remembrance.
Do you know if they're gonna be launching some AirPods?
Yeah, they said maybe they will launch it. You still don't know.
Hopefully.
But
I'm looking forward to
so
some
the
new
tagline for
AirPods.
this event is "Buy innovation only."
Buy innovation
So
only.
hopefully we'll see some great innovation from Apple again,
Hopefully. Yep.
and that will be Tuesday, September 10th at 10 a.m. Pacific time. And they always live stream this on Apple.com. So
So if
go ahead.
you're available, go on, take a
I'm
look.
gonna go on and look.
Yeah.
It's gonna be pretty awesome
I'll
of
look
an
at my
event. Yeah.
schedule, but yeah, I'll definitely see if I can make it.
Yep. And I guess we could take a little bit of time right now to cover what other rumors that I've heard. It's the triple lens camera
Ah,
for
yes,
the
the triple
iPhone
lens
11.
camera.
Apparently this year they're gonna call the iPhone. It's gonna be the iPhone 11, iPhone 11 Pro, and the iPhone 11 Pro Max.
Mhm.
So the iPhone 10R, which is the cheap one in the lineup, is going to be called the iPhone 11. It's going to be a base model, and
Mhm.
then they're going to release two Pro models, which is like the current 10s and 10s Max. So
Right.
it's going to be a smaller 10s type upgrade, which is going to be called the 11 Pro, and the larger one is going to be called 11 Pro Max. Now these names aren't guaranteed. Those are what the rumors are, and it
Right.
makes a lot of sense because if you name it 11R, then you kind of can't do it for the next 11R.
Right. Yeah.
So they're looking out for that. So it's going to be base model is going to be nothing, and then one step up Pro, and if you want the big screen, the Max.
Go for the Max. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So that is the Apple event. Moving on, I want to add in one more story before you do yours.
Sure. Go ahead.
Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you know him.
Jack
His
Dorsey.
account was hacked. This was from The Verge. His
Twitter
Twitter
account?
account, yes, at Jack has been compromised. So Twitter has said we're aware that at Jack was compromised and are investigating what happened. So that means, yeah, CEO of Twitter, his Twitter account got hacked. I mean,
Compromised. Yeah.
what else are you gonna say about it? I
We
mean,
hope that he gets his account.
hopefully he gets his account back. I mean, well, obviously he's gonna get his account back. Hopefully they get the security hacking under control, so more people don't get hacked.
Right.
Yeah, and we will see how. So apparently it's. I just want to add on. I just saw this. The account is now secure, and there's no indication that Twitter's system has been compromised. The phone number associated with the account was compromised due to a security oversight by the mobile provider. This allowed an unauthorized person to compose and send tweets via text message from the phone number. So recently, I'm not sure if it's the same as other cases, but recently AT&T has been coming under fire from big celebrities like James Charles, Shane Dawson, and comedian King Bach. AT&T apparently a lot of people have been calling in, and there's this thing called SIM swap. So you call in, pretend to be, let's say,
Yeah, I've
James
heard about
Charles.
that. Yeah.
You're like, I'm James Charles. I lost my SIM. Can you swap it over to my new SIM? And since these public figures, they are pretty well known, and people know a lot about them. People can easily impersonate them, and easily like convince the phone agent to swap over the SIM.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate. They should have it so you need to come into the store.
Yeah, I know. I at least provide some extra detail that people. I don't know. I don't know
I think
how
it's
this
hard
works.
to secure it at least over phone.
Yeah,
I think
anything
the
over
only
phone. It's like
solution-
a different. It's like a trade off between ease of doing this and security.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we'll see how eight. So mostly those people were on AT&T. I don't know about Jack Dorsey, but at least those people were on AT&T, and so AT&T's under fire right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Do you have another news?
Yes, I do. So, I believe we covered something related to this the other day. It was about the Google Play Store. There's a wave
Cam
of
scanner.
yes, there has been a wave of hacked applications, and Cam Scanner was one of them. And Google, according to 95 Google, they're expanding their Play Security Rewards program for finding the bugs in third-party apps, which is nice of them. Nice to see that they are taking action into tracking down these bugs and these potential
Security
hacks.
holes.
Security holes, yeah.
Yeah.
This is definitely a very serious issue here. I mean,
Yeah, but it's kind of sad that they like everybody's like making fun of how Apple has this whole approval process, and then now
Right.
you could see the holes of having such a loose
again, yeah, it's the trade-off.
market.
You
So
have
yeah,
a
it's a
bigger
trade-off if you
market,
want.
but less secure in
That's
the
right.
market.
So hopefully, I mean, I commend Google for taking a step on this direction to stop people from to encourage people to find vulnerabilities before they're exposed and used. But hopefully we'll see less of these security issues because
Right.
it's pretty big. It's your phone. You have a lot of stuff on it. All right, next news from Teslarati. This is related to our first episode. Actually, it's about driverless cars, annoying drivers. But this is Teslarati. It's obviously about Tesla. So their headline is Driver Assistance Tech Seen as Annoyance by Many Non-Tesla Drivers. And I don't know if they listened to the podcast. Maybe they did. But
maybe.
we talked about how it was annoying to see people sleep in a self-driving car. So, I mean, clearly there's there's some people, like most people, get annoyed when they see people flexing, just sleeping in
Hmm.
the car, not driving. But yeah, well, let us know if you think people sleeping in their car or just like they're making fun of you, like driverless, like, oh, we don't need to control this car.
Right.
Like, does that make you feel bad? How does that,
I don't
how,
know.
what do
Yeah.
you think? What do you feel about that? Yeah.
Right. Um. So
Yep.
let's
You want to see some
let's
news?
let's move on to some. Oh yeah. Back to the well, not really back to, but on the topic of what I was talking about the Play Store hacks.
Uh huh.
Uh,
Go ahead.
According to CBS News here, uh, Google now firing back at Apple, saying that hackers have breached iPhones for years.
Uh
So
huh.
apparently, there are some infected websites
Sure.
that when a user visits the website from an iPhone,
Mhm.
the attacker can obtain info from the user. So that includes Apple information, customer data, including their passwords and personal contacts. And also, in some cases, messages sent through iMessage, WhatsApp, Gmail, Hangouts, and other chat applications.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty serious bug. Apparently, it's been in iPhones for 2 years,
Yeah.
for or over 2 years.
Uh huh.
This is a pretty old bug, but
And it
it's
has
just
been patched, I believe, in the new 12.4.1 update.
yes, yes,
So make sure you update now. Would be an ideal time.
yeah. Update it.
Hopefully, I mean, hopefully they're smart enough not to visit in bad websites.
Yeah,
But I
well,
mean,
I mean, given how many people own
yeah,
these devices out there,
there has to be somebody
yeah,
who's,
I feel for them. It's definitely it's tough
yeah.
when
So make sure to
your stuff gets
update
compromised.
right now. Go ahead and just update. I mean, it takes what, 10, 15
Do it
minutes.
overnight.
Do it overnight. Yeah,
After you
exactly.
go to
That's the
bed,
great thing is you can update overnight.
you won't even miss a thing.
Yeah. All right, and another news: Microsoft Hololens 2 release date could be just weeks away. This is from
Ooh.
Tech Radar. So, in case if you don't know, Hololens is like the Microsoft's vision for not just VR, but it's called MR, mixed reality. So what they have is like a headset. It's like glasses, so you can both see things in virtual world and you could see outside. It's overlaid on top of the real world. So HoloLens 1 was a pretty big step in their concept of mixed reality. So
Yes.
people have been making a lot of games that are
MRAR.
MR, and then
Mhm.
also not just games, but there's a lot of applications to it too. Like they showed, this one I remember a lot, is they showed when you're video calling someone, they could draw directly on what you're seeing.
Mhm.
So like, let's say you don't know how to fix this mechanical thing. Instead of person describing like turn that lever, press this button,
Right.
they can physically draw and you will just see it in front of you.
Yeah, it's pretty useful
Yeah,
for.
it's pretty. It's there's a whole range of application. Anything that can enhance your like your vision and your. It's basically adding a layer to what you're seeing.
I will say though, I did. My friend owned a Hololens.
Uh huh.
His he bought it when I believe it was the developer preview a couple years ago
It was
for
quite expensive.
five thousand
Yeah, five
dollars.
thousand dollars. Yeah.
I believe it was used like 5 times, and now it's just sitting there.
I mean that's $1,000 per time.
Yeah, I mean it's his money. I can't. I'm not gonna judge, but
I
I mean
mean it's exciting.
from
Well,
my experience, it was pretty cool.
it's cool,
It's
but
really cool.
at this moment, like we personally don't have any uses for it.
Well, I mean, while I was wearing it, obviously there wasn't like but there wasn't an apparent use. But I could see him as like there's this a cool feature you can put web pages
Mhm.
or videos on walls
Yeah.
and they stick there.
Yeah.
So when you enter a room, for instance, boom, it's on the wall,
Yeah.
and it's that to me that was really cool.
But I mean, HoloLens as itself right now, as you said,
It's
it's a
not
developer
it's
thing.
not
It's not
practical
for anybody.
until
You could buy a $200 $300 Microsoft mixed reality headset,
yeah.
and that will do the same thing. It'll stick Windows to the wall.
Yeah.
Like I mean, it right now it's just like their vision for the tech and vision for the future.
Yeah, I'm excited.
All right, let's move on now to the topic of the day,
Topic of the day:
which is about teachers.
teachers,
Good teachers, bad teachers,
teachers
teachers
in
in
general,
between,
teachers in between.
professors, professors.
Yeah,
All right.
anybody that does teaching.
All right, so do you want to start by giving us your example of a bad teacher? How about a bad teacher
Oh,
first?
bad teacher.
Yeah,
Now,
somebody that you didn't click with.
okay. Well, let me think. So, I've had my fair share of good and bad teachers.
Yep.
Bad ones specifically. I don't want to. I'm not gonna name any.
Just by the way, yeah, we're not gonna name any names. We're gonna describe situations, but like don't point.
It's not gonna be. Uh,
It's not a
I don't.
call out.
I
It's
don't
just
want to put anybody, in the spotlight or throw
that's
anybody on
right.
the bus. It's gonna be about me.
It's just about your experience and what happens. Yeah.
So, I believe this is back in 7th grade.
Okay,
Yeah,
back in middle school.
6th or 7th grade,
Middle school.
middle school times. I had. He was a science teacher.
Why are you going into specifics now?
And this teacher taught. Yeah, but this teacher taught science.
Uh-huh.
And
Your favorite subject?
sure,
One of your favorite subjects.
sure. And I mean, back then I wasn't. Still, I wouldn't say I still am. Well, I am a star student, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I'm taking steps towards being a better student, but I back then definitely wasn't the model student.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't the most cooperative with the teacher, put it that way.
Okay.
And this teacher had definitely got into some altercations with me.
Mm-hmm.
Mainly, most of the times it was, uh, you know, she wanted something done. For instance, we were being a group, we had a table, we just talk a lot,
Okay.
and it's all it's talking,
Usually that makes teachers pretty mad when they
Yeah.
have work for you to do and you're just
and we're just
chatting,
talking, and it's like,
just
yeah.
chatting.
But one time
Yep.
in particular that really was like the
Tipping point.
well, okay. So what happened was in that table, there isn't like one of us that is that starts everything, right? You
Uh-huh.
can't point to like one person that is the troublemaker.
Right.
It's
y'all
kind of
are
all of us,
troublemakers. Y'all are troublemakers.
right? So there's this one time where one of us, we were talking, we
Mm-hmm.
were not working, and then this teacher comes over and says, "Hey, you guys need to get to work."
Mm-hmm.
And then she looks at me and says, "You started this, didn't you?" And then I was like, "No,
You got called out.
I did not start this," which I did not. In that case, I was actually working.
Are you sure? Okay,
I was
sure.
I was no. So in that case,
Uh-huh.
I was working.
Okay.
I wasn't in this.
How did the
in this-
teacher not see that though?
I think what she thought. She or he. Fine. She.
Yeah.
I think what she thought was, maybe I copped out, right? Like I started coming over.
Uh-huh.
then I
Oh,
I
and you're
was- I
just
just
like pretending to
snap
work.
back to work. Yeah, or whatever. But the other group members were like, "No, it wasn't him."
Uh-huh.
Right,
So
it
they were pretty honest.
Yeah, they told her about it, and then she was like, "No, I know it's you." And I'm like, "It's actually not me." So now remember, this was back then, 6th, 7th grade.
Yep.
I
middle
wasn't the best.
Uh-huh.
I wasn't emotionally strong for that. I
Okay.
wasn't. You tapped
Sure.
me wrong, and I don't.
You just
I don't handle it well.
Yeah.
For that, yeah, because I'm a kid. I'm growing.
Yep.
It's a scary time, right? I don't like
You
confrontation.
think the world is coming for you?
I still don't like confrontation.
Okay.
But back then, I really hated confrontation.
Uh-huh.
And she confronted me like straight on. And by this time, right, everybody was like people around were like looking, like
They're
were
like,
what's going on?
Watching what kind of trouble you're gonna get in.
Yeah, like what's going on? And I'm like, I didn't do it. I was working. Like, look at the work I've done.
Uh-huh.
Right?
And she
wouldn't
doesn't believe.
take it.
Doesn't
so what
believe
does she
you.
do? Yeah, doesn't believe me. And she's like, all right, you need to go sit in the back counter.
Oh, you get pushed to the back in timeout corner.
I'm like, excuse me. Like, well, I'm traumatized. Like, I don't. She's never done that. I've never been put to the back counter.
Never
From
got
at this
timed
point,
out.
basically the entire class is like, somebody's got sent to the back counter.
Yeah, it's a big
What
deal.
what's going on? This is middle school. People don't go to the back counter anymore.
People
So
stay.
I'm like, okay, I'll go to the back counter.
Yeah.
I go sit in the back counter,
Uh-huh.
and then everybody works.
Yep.
It's tense. The whole class is silent because everybody's scared. But just
Yeah.
somebody got sent to the back counter.
Yeah.
This teacher's mad. Like she's like going for it, and she's like
Uh-huh.
looking around. She's like, everybody get back to work.
Yeah.
And then I'm just sitting there. Okay, 10 minutes pass.
Mhm.
Nothing. By the way,
Mhm.
this is like close to the start of the period.
Okay, so you're spending what, 15 minutes
15
total?
minutes.
50.
20 minutes pass.
Uh-huh.
30 minutes pass. Nothing.
Okay.
I'm like, I need to go get some work done or something.
Yeah.
Right? And then, by the way, she taught in between the worksheet, right? She was like, she gave some lessons, whatnot.
Oh, so she's taking you down through the worksheet.
It's like, yeah. So basically, I was just like, she forgot about me. I just wasn't even existing. And then I was slightly concerned. I was like, I don't know if this is illegal.
I mean, it is
It
legal.
is legal, but I was scared. I was very,
Yeah.
very scared.
You were singled out and not doing any work.
I hated attention
Yeah.
at that point, and
Did people keep looking back?
yeah, I mean, that's as much attention as as you can possibly get. Just sitting in the back by yourself,
Yeah.
like that's. I didn't like it,
Uh-huh.
and 30 minutes pass, and I'm like, I'm done. I can't take another second back here. If I'm like leave, like if I have to stay here, like I don't know if I can hold it together, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm just gonna.
So you just stood up?
I'm gonna go back to my seat.
Uh-huh.
Stand up, and then I start walking, and then she looks at me and said, "Get back there."
Uh-huh.
And then at this point, I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah.
Right? Like I'm completely, I'm in shock.
You're speechless.
I don't know what to do. The class is shocked. Everybody's just staring,
Yep.
and then I'm like, I'm not gonna, in my mind, I'm like, I'm not gonna go back there.
Right.
Like, there's no way I'm going back there.
Yeah.
So what I do is I walk out.
You walked out of the class.
No, because so we have a what do you call this? I don't know what I forgot what it's called, but you can go see somebody for support.
Oh, you can see a
Like
therapist?
like a counselor kind of thing.
Counselor,
I was
therapist?
like, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna see
Go
what's
talk
going
to the
on,
person.
and
All
then
right.
see if like, because this is ridiculous. I'm not gonna sit
Right.
in this classroom.
Uh-huh.
Right. So I go get a slip to walk out the door.
Yep.
And by the way, we have this policy, like anytime you feel like
You need help.
you can't do it. Yeah, you can just get the slip and walk
Yeah.
out. Nobody can stop you. It's
Uh-huh.
school policy.
Okay.
So I go get the slip and just walk out. By the way, everyone's looking.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, I don't care. I need to get out of here.
Yep.
And she's like, yeah, you can go. I don't care.
Okay.
Right? And then she
Yeah.
says in this, like, the voice that she says it in.
The tone.
Yeah. And it's like, I don't know. I just freeze. I'm like, I don't, like, I'm not trying to get her in trouble.
Right. You're
Right?
just trying to not
You
in that
traumatize me.
yeah.
What do you want me to do? Right? So, I just walk out. I don't even go because I'm like, I'm scared. I don't know what she's gonna do because she just threatened me essentially.
That's right. Yeah.
Right? And then so I just sit outside until it's over.
Okay.
And then if I walk back in after period to get my stuff, and I go to her and I say I really didn't like how it was handled today.
Okay.
Like I felt it was extremely humiliating, not only for me, but for my table and for yourself. I feel like it just wasn't the right thing to do.
All right.
Right? And then she was like, I don't care.
She didn't care.
She didn't care at all. She was like, oh, you're very disruptive in my class. Why can't I can do this.
All
I
right.
can do this. So
And
more of the story, yeah, I got traumatized. It was like I hated that class afterwards. I mean, I've always disliked that class, but I hated it.
yeah.
Absolutely hated that class.
All right. And
Yeah.
so that was a pretty terrible teacher.
That was Now
Now it's my turn. Wow, you shared for a very long time.
I
I'm
did.
just gonna talk I don't have a specific moment. I would say this teacher is bad. Like I haven't had terrible, like at least not to the point of you. So,
Right.
but this teacher was. I'm gonna talk about two bad teachers. So one, the first one is one that taught a class that I didn't really like. So I
Mhm.
already didn't like that class. It was kind of boring, and well, mostly he didn't do a lot of stuff to me. It was just like the stuff that he did to the class, like everybody saw and didn't like it. So this teacher was a very arrogant person. You
Mhm.
know, like I'm the best. I
That
know
that's
everything.
usually with all of them. The bad
I
teachers.
know everything. I'm smart. I'm intelligent. You're nothing. Like
Right.
that type of attitude. So like whenever you go like let's say you want to get permission. So in our school you have to sign permission
Right. Yeah.
from the teachers to go on say a field trip
Mhm.
that's going to go cut through class. So you go ask the teacher and then they go like so you want my autograph, eh? Like they're treating it like he's famous.
Mhm.
Really? Oh, no, I don't want your autograph. I just want to get out of your class. That's what I want. And so very arrogant, very, I know everything,
Very
and
cocky.
yeah, very cocky. So he took. I remember my friend. So we had you can't use your phone in class
Right.
policy, and so my friend first day took out his phone and put it on his desk.
Mhm.
And the teacher saw it, like, you're not supposed to have it out in class. And he was like, all right. He walked over, picked up the phone, and then took it and threw it in the trash can.
Wait. No.
He just took the phone and threw it in the trash can. He was like, you can pick it up
Oh.
after class.
Oh, that's not.
That's hilarious. It was hilarious, but it wasn't funny for the person.
Yeah, that's not nice.
That yeah, it's not too nice. And other stuff that he would do, just it's pretty good at catching people do not working on work.
Mm.
I mean, this is not his fault mainly, but like if you're using your computer, some people are chatting in class,
Right. Yeah.
and then suddenly he would appear behind you, and he'd be like, "What are you doing?" And then once he caught a girl texting to a boy, and then
Oh.
he was like, "Oh, why are you texting this person?" It's hilarious. I mean, they
What?
were together.
Wait a minute. The teacher called out why you were texting that person.
Yeah,
To I don't. I think you're crossing some kind of line there at
that's
that point.
okay. He didn't reveal any secret lines, but I mean, people knew about the
Yeah, but I
relationship.
don't. I don't think as a teacher you shouldn't. Like your number one thing should be is to keep students safe.
Yeah, it's pretty
Right?
safe.
Like, I don't know. I don't think you should be doing that. Like
I don't know.
that's just my take on
He's
it.
well, I would say he's just like that kind of person who would make fun of you,
Yeah, like you caught
whatever.
somebody doing something we're supposed to be doing, fine, but don't
But he just wants to make fun of people. Like
yeah.
you're so
It's like
bad.
you're really rubbing it in.
Like he called people losers.
Yeah, I
I mean, obviously I don't know if he meant it, but
I don't know.
I mean, he's just that type of person. So yeah, that was a fun class to be in. Oh, another thing,
Right.
he always advertises his club. Like he's like, if you want to get smart like me, I'm the smartest.
You
Come
want to
join
get
my
smart
club.
like me?
It was some very academic club. Like you
Hmm.
learn about a lot of academic stuff. So he's like, if you want to be smart, join my club. He also taught like one of the highest AP classes that you could take. And apparently he's banned from teaching that class now
Wow.
for uh, for uh, for some like he disrupted someone's presentation or something.
Oh.
Like he interjects himself like he knows everything.
Well,
So yeah. Good job knowing everything. Second teacher, this is middle school, is an it's an older teacher,
Older
and
gentleman.
no, older woman.
Older woman. Okay.
Yeah, and quite old, and
Quite old.
and she was. People thought well, all the maybe it's just because we're boys, but people thought she was quite biased towards boys. Like
As in like.
she would treat girls much better.
Okay, okay, okay. So it
Like
wasn't like like oh,
no,
Okay.
but she was like she didn't like anything we did would be magnified 10 times to what girls would do. Like
Oh
so
man.
you'd get in trouble a lot. Um and yeah, we I got in trouble.
Ha.
So we were we were just messing around in class. It was we were writing
Right.
an essay in class and we were just playing around. I had an eraser
Uh huh.
and I found out if you if you threw it at the ground, it made a pretty loud sound. And apparently the teacher didn't like making loud sounds. So yeah, I got in trouble along with some other boys who were involved, and
Mhm.
none of the girls got in trouble.
Were the girls also throwing
Well, I
erasers
mean,
down?
they were all like enjoying it. Yeah,
They're
I
all
would say they were
enjoying it.
part of the party, and then they just
Okay.
suddenly left the party before we got in trouble. So I mean, yeah, that happens. Uh, Other things in the class. It was a pretty boring class. A lot of writing.
Right.
And well, I could say it here. I drew some comics in the class. I was
Uh huh.
that bored. It's writing,
Visual art.
visual art. I also wrote comics on the comics.
Yeah.
So I mean, it was just all around boring class, biased teacher. Um, Pretty terrible class in my opinion.
Mhm.
Grades weren't great because all the girls got the good grades. We didn't get any good. No, none of the boys got the good grades, and we would get treats like M&Ms,
Right.
and I didn't get a lot. Not that I wanted M&Ms, but I just didn't get a lot. But yeah, so that was that class.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah. All right. Let's move on to maybe some
Good
of the
teachers.
better teachers. Yeah.
Okay. I'll share one.
Sure.
So now, again, I'm giving a lot of stuff here. So it's back in middle school. Again, I don't
Another
recall.
middle school.
Most of my high school teachers were like they weren't
They were okay. They were just like
okay. I will say this. Okay, I'll share two. One from high school. One this was a very good guy. He's a older gentleman.
okay. I think I know who you're talking about, but yeah, older gentleman.
Uh, he was a professor.
Mhm.
Well, he's an ex-professor, retired
Yeah, he used to be a
from a very
professor.
prestigious school.
All right.
Yeah, think of Harvard, but not Harvard.
Harvard on the West Coast.
Harvard on the West Coast.
Very
So
smart guy.
he's a very smart guy.
Uh huh.
And he taught a really difficult AP class.
Okay.
Now, I don't meet the requirement for the AP class,
Yeah.
technically.
Okay.
But I wouldn't say I begged, but I asked very politely a lot of
Uh-huh.
times, very
Uh-huh.
insistently
Yep.
to the counselor to take it.
Uh huh.
And finally, I did get the class. The
You
reason
did get it.
I took the class was because I wanted to make my application look better.
Okay.
Like, because I didn't have that many strong APs.
That's
I
right.
I wanted one that was good.
Uh huh.
And I realized that it was a big mistake. Like the first day. Oh, no, not the second day of class.
Sure.
Well, I guess the first day of class, because that was the day that was the test was announced. So we had a what was it called again? A proficiency
Placement.
test? Placement. Yeah. So just because a lot of people take this class, they're not ready to take it.
That's right. They're
And-
just taking it because
Yeah.
they want to.
So they screened the class,
Uh huh.
and the test was the second day of class.
Mhm.
Yeah, and it was a calculus test.
Yep.
and I didn't know any calculus.
You didn't know any
I
calculus.
believe the requirement for the class was you need calculus BC.
No, AB, I think.
AB? Yeah.
Yeah, the
You need
class would
calculus
be
AB. Well, regardless, I didn't know anything.
Yeah, you
And
didn't. You had zero calculus knowledge.
Zero. And it's the whole summer I didn't do anything either. It was so my math was just not there.
Yeah.
And I panicked, and then I crammed
Mhm.
a lot of calculus over the next like 2 days.
Yeah.
And I ended up barely passing,
Ha,
which I'm very proud of that.
You're very proud
Pretty
that
sure
you were
it's just
able
pity points.
to cram and then pass a little bit.
When I looked over the test, a lot of it was like pity points. Like a lot of it was
Like
technically
you
wasn't
showed
right.
work,
It was
but
close
it's
enough.
wrong.
Yeah, it wasn't right, but the work sort of
Yeah, it made a little
like
bit
it
of
was.
sense.
I was heading in the right direction.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I did end up passing
Uh-huh.
that test.
And then what about the teacher?
But that didn't make the course easier, right? So
Yeah.
most of the course was really hard because I didn't have the knowledge in place.
Yeah.
So what happened was I sought help a lot,
From the teacher.
and by a lot I mean like
Every day.
like
Every day
lunch.
after every lunch, all right?
I just wouldn't like I would just go in and just get help.
Uh-huh.
And as a teacher, I would be very annoyed if a student came in.
I mean,
Okay, I wouldn't be.
Depends.
I get it.
yeah.
I get it. But it was a very, very kind thing.
Yeah,
that
I
every
know.
single
Like
day-
he would be willing to help you that a lot. Like he
Yeah.
would actively help
Like he
you.
would active, and not only was it like during lunch. Like I
Yeah.
talked to him a lot.
Uh-huh.
We were very good.
Yeah.
Like he would come up to me
Uh-huh.
during the class time, and he would ask if everything was okay.
Mhm.
Right. And,
Right.
You know, I mean, it was very nice. I didn't do too well in class because the stuff wasn't my
It's
knowledge
just
wasn't
kind of
there.
hard.
But you know, it was very nice experience. He's unfortunately not with
The school
the
anymore.
school anymore,
Yeah.
but
I mean that happens.
it happens. But yeah, my second example,
Okay.
my second
Sure.
experience back in middle school.
Okay.
So I didn't like my middle school like
At all.
I'm sure a lot of people out there can
I mean it's probably cuz
can
it's
relate.
middle school
it's
and
middle school.
that's the
I
time
absolutely hated
where
it.
you hate school and hate life.
Yeah. So back then I didn't like do anything. Like I didn't talk to no one. I just came to school, I sat and went home,
Mhm.
basically.
Yeah, you're just going to school cuz someone told you to and
Right.
yeah,
And,
no purpose.
And I mean I don't know, I didn't actively seek like the one thing I hated most
Mhm.
was group projects.
Yeah.
Partner projects.
All right.
Because I would never get a partner.
You never get
Well, okay, I would never actively seek.
like
a partner.
nobody comes to you and
Yeah,
say,
yeah.
"Can you
Cause
partner
like,
with
normally
me?"
when partner project, you go ask somebody.
Right.
But I just wouldn't. I would just sit there, or I would just look around, and everybody got a partner. And our
And-
class had this class had a lot of partner projects.
Uh-huh.
And it was like every day we had someone like this, and there was
Okay.
an odd number of students in the class.
So you're always alone most of the time.
Basically, I'm always alone.
All
yeah.
right. And how is the teacher helpful?
And okay, so
in
at
this
that
whole thing?
time, I didn't notice it too much. I didn't notice
Yeah.
what he did. But
But
like,
now looking back,
on it,
uh-huh.
like every time I wouldn't find a partner,
Right.
I would always go to him like, "Hey, I don't have a partner,"
Uh-huh.
and he was like, "Okay, let's find you a partner."
Uh-huh.
And I did not feel at all like I don't know, embarrassed,
Right.
scared, whatever.
Uh-huh.
I felt like I was very comfortable going up to him and asking, and he made the situation very, very nice. Like it was a very welcoming.
Right.
He would try to find somebody
Uh-huh.
without making a big deal about it.
Yep.
Like he would be like, "Oh, someone doesn't have a partner here? Who doesn't have a
Yeah,
partner?" Right? You go around and see if anybody doesn't have a partner.
Who's willing to work
Yeah,
with the third person?
Yeah, me form a group of 3, and it just generally made me feel very, very safe. I enjoyed the class a lot actually,
Okay.
and I mean, like looking back on it, you didn't have to do that,
That's right.
right? And there's other classes too that the same thing happened.
Uh-huh.
It wasn't
And
just that
then
class. It was,
and then you don't find the person.
Yeah. Usually, what happens is teacher just calls out from the class, oh, who doesn't have a partner,
This person, this
and then
poor
or
kid,
just say go figure it out. I don't
this
care,
this
that kind of
poor
stuff.
kid who doesn't have any friends.
Yeah, or just like go do it yourself, that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. All right.
Yeah,
So yeah,
it was
that's pretty nice.
very
All
kind.
right, I'm going to talk about some good teachers.
Okay.
Um, Mostly the good teachers, at least from what I have, is they're willing to put. They're not just in there for money. Like it's
Right.
not just their job. They're willing to spend extra time to make fun activities.
Hmm.
Make you know design a game for us to play. Bring in donuts that they bought with their own money just to make us happy for a day.
Right.
And so in elementary school, I had this teacher who would go out of her way to make class fun. And additionally, we had three fifth grade classes, I believe. And what ended up happening is my teacher organized. So we have basically three classes, but basically we organized together like these fun events. Once a month, we would do this. So we had like gardening. We grew broccoli,
Broccoli.
carrots,
Nice.
different items, and we got to eat from that. It
Mm.
was it was great. We also did like we did a smoothie thing.
Oh,
So
smooth.
we got in parent volunteers who would bring like smoothie machines, and then we had different fruits, and we got to make our own smoothie. We also had time to make art projects, do fun stuff. So I really enjoyed that class. And same thing with in high school, I had another teacher who was very energetic, to say the least, about very passionate about the topic.
Right.
And it was a class that some people just didn't like because sometimes you just don't like that subject,
Hmm.
but she was able to make people at least enjoy the class.
Right. Yeah.
Like maybe you don't like the subject because you just don't like it, but I mean it was a fun class. Everybody, so we'd play games like Kahoot,
Kahoot.
Kahoot, and not sponsored, but
Hashtag not sponsored.
so Kahoot, we would play uh, other review games. We would do a lot of fun labs and activities in that class, and always very energetic. Like in that class, you're not. The teacher's not just reading off notes and just sounding like this. It was like really upbeat and very happy and very cheerful, and it was just a great class to be in. Even if you don't like that subject, you're gonna like that class because it's just very enjoyable.
Right. Yeah.
And other notable teachers, they would just bring in stuff for us. I had teachers who bought Christmas gifts. It was customized pencils, which
Wow.
was great. I mean nobody asked them to do it, but they did it and everybody had their own name on a pencil and a pencil
Nice.
set. So it was pretty nice. And all these teachers, a lot of teachers would host like if you need help, like they would be willing to help you after school or during lunch
Hmm.
or like whenever they're free, and they would send out additional like worksheets, additional stuff that obviously it's not going to be required. You don't have to actually do them, but like for people who actually need them, and like sometimes I would review from them for the test. Like
Right.
it's pretty useful. Some teachers like they're just like go read chapters 3 and 4, and that's what the test's gonna be
Uh
on.
huh.
But instead, like teachers who are good, they would make a study guide. They're there to pretty much help you succeed. Like if you're willing to put in some time and effort,
Right.
they're
Yeah.
willing to be there and cheer you on and give you all the resources, all their time. They're pretty dedicated to their job, all their time, their effort. They're willing to prepare as much stuff for you in order to help you succeed.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's sort of the good thing, bad things about teachers. Please let us know.
If you had any experiences,
That's right. Any good teachers that you really really enjoyed? You can use names if you want to give them a shout out.
yeah.
And any bad teachers, terrible experiences, if they made you feel uncomfortable, if they made you mad, if they sent you to the office for any small little reason. But yeah, let us know what you think about, well, your thoughts on how your teachers were, and also if you have any suggestions for this podcast. You
Yeah.
know what you want us to talk about. What else should we cover? Stuff like that. Just let us know in the comments.
Leave a like,
Leave a like.
subscribe,
That's right.
follow.
Subscribe, follow. And we're still getting this thing rolling. Hopefully, in the next few episodes, we'll have them more, regular, like get stuff like done so that it's fast and like get a process through.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So we're still working on that. If you have any suggestions, like tell us now, so we'll be able to add that in to our process. But yeah, thank you guys so much for listening. We already got fantastic feedback for the first two podcasts.
Thank you.
But yeah, thank you so much for listening, and I hope you enjoyed.
Today's
And
podcast,
that's right.
and we'll catch you
On
on
probably Monday, we will work Labor Day just for you guys.
yeah.
We
No
will.
Labor Day for us.
Yeah, we'll take 1 hour out of our Labor Day, and give you a high quality, awesome podcast. So make sure to stick around, subscribe.
Share this podcast to
Yep,
everybody that you know.
yep.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, and we will see you in the next episode. Bye.
See.